So just a couple weeks ago, I took my high school friend from having zero business experience to starting his own AI agency and closing 4 clients within the first 7 days of launching it. And we documented every single step along the way, and I wanted to make a separate video here going a little bit deeper on each step that we took. So if you're starting from zero today, you can take these lessons and try to do the same thing. Keep in mind, I've now done 3 different challenges of starting new AI agencies on my channel, with all of them, including this past one, coming out very successful, with one of them being still the main agency I still run today, which in that video alone, I was able to make over $60,000 in just the first 5 weeks of running it, literally while documenting every single step from daily updates to the sales calls, the onboarding calls with clients, the payment notifications, which nobody has ever done on YouTube before and probably will never do again because it was such a hard challenge. And if my high school friend was able to do this with zero experience in just 7 days, I'm sure you can do the same. So let's jump into it. All right, so I've got 5 key lessons here that were crucial to actually lead up to the success we had in just this 7-day time frame. Well, it takes most people months, if not even a year plus, to close their first clients, and it took us only 7 days to get 4 of them, okay? And if you don't have all these 5 things, you're going to get set back a ton of time, and you're gonna probably waste a bunch of money. So the first thing was we spent time on things that actually mattered, and we avoided all the super common beginner business mistakes that everyone makes, including myself when I started, when they start their own first business. I told my friend Connor, who I was doing this challenge with, that look, everyone when they start a business is worried about the wrong things, and it's the reason why it takes them so long. And I'm going to give you a quick example right now. Number 1 could be spending too much time watching content on YouTube or courses or programs, or watching a bunch of different people on how to start their own business, but you get an information overload in your head, and it's almost like you have analysis paralysis because you don't know what's right and what's wrong because you're just consuming. You're not actually acting on anything that you're hearing. And this is a super common trap that people fall in, even with people who watch my content on my channel. I think I put out so much content to where people may even get overloaded with what I'm telling them. And like at the end of the day, if you can keep it simple and you can follow the right 1 or 2 people without jumping YouTube channel to YouTube channel, you'll be so much more successful than trying to listen to everyone's different advice. Because if we really think about it, everyone had their own journey to success or journey to where they got to where they are. It wasn't just a fine straight line that everyone walked past. Everyone has their own unique experience, and you have to understand that when you're going into your first business, especially if you're starting some sort of AI marketing agency or AI agency like I was with my friend Connor. The second thing was trying to focus on client fulfillment when you have no clients, okay? And I told Connor from day 1, I was like, look, you're gonna feel like you want to have this amazing product or this amazing service that you're selling to people before you actually have it, but what you don't understand in your head is that that's not possible. You can't make a good service when you have no case studies or no proof of concept that it actually works or not. And the only way to validate that this actually works is by getting clients in the first place. Another big trap that I think everyone, including myself, falls into is worrying about having a super fancy website of your agency or your business before actually having any sort of reputable name in the space. And like, if I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys, if you're under 20, 30, 40, even 50K a month, having a main fancy looking website for your business kind of makes no sense. Yes, occasionally some people may ask for it, but at the end of the day, you're not apple.com, and people aren't just looking up your business, especially once you just started it. And having a main website probably won't even rank on SEO for weeks, if not months. So don't worry about building your own super fancy website that looks super cool for your business. Focus on having only the essentials, what is needed, like having your own funnel that you direct traffic from your ads to. And this is exactly what Connor did. We spent about an hour actually building our funnel and the whole website that we'd be sending people to where they can book a call with us. And then from there, obviously, you know, that was the only thing we really had to set up for this specific type of business. And then the last thing I want to say here under point number 1 is moving too slow, okay? In just the first 48 hours, we had already appointments on the calendar. Yes, I'm going to say that again. In just 48 hours, we had appointments, as in sales calls with potential clients, on the calendar. Keep in mind, in hour 1 of this challenge, we didn't have a business name. We didn't understand what industry we were going after, the offer, then anything. We had nothing set up. So my whole point here is we just spent the first 48 hours doing absolutely everything in our power to just check the boxes on all the things that were needed, rather than worrying about all the stuff that doesn't matter or doesn't make sense or isn't needed for us to see success in this sort of short time frame. And moving too slow is going to kill your business. Speed is super important. And obviously we demonstrated that really, really well throughout this this entire video. All right, the second thing I want to cover is the actual metrics of Connor going through this whole challenge, what we spent on ads, and what were the actual outcome and results. So over these 7 days of starting his AI agency, we spent a total of $430 on ads. And just to be clear, this is money that we are putting to Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, to hit all the interested people. And for this case, we were going after real estate agents for his niche. So we were targeting real estate agents with these ads. We spent a little over $400 to book right around 30 sales calls. So 30 interested real estate agents booked on Connor's calendar interested in his service. We had about a 65 to 70% show rate, with 4 clients being closed total, 2 of them being free trials and 2 of them being paid clients that paid deposits on the call and were ended up paid the rest after the video ended. The first client was a total worth of $500 that we got a $100 deposit on. He had some cash flow issues and just didn't pay the full amount, but we got a $100 deposit on the call. Then the second person paid a total of $1,000. $250 was the deposit on the sales call, and then he paid the other $750 just under a week later. So all in all, over these 7 days of starting this new AI agency, we spent around $430 on ads and made about $1,500 back. And this kind of leads me directly into point number 3 that I want to make in this video. We took what we could get. And I told Connor from day one, this entire video is pretty much a success if you can just get a free trial client. And while most people would call that absolutely stupid and be like, what does a free trial client have to do anything for you? That's not money in your pocket. You're kind of just doing free work. But what you don't see is the actual experience you get and the conviction you get on your product by fulfilling your service for somebody. When you're brand new to starting a business and you have no clue actually how to fulfill until you get clients, the free trial clients and the experience you can get initially is worth 10x whatever amount of money you get up front. Because when you have a proof of concept and you have the conviction in your service, now you can take that to all your future sales calls and you have proof, okay? You have clients, you have testimonials if you have any, you have ad accounts and ad dashboards and results that you can show on these sales calls and literally screen share on Zoom to help your odds of closing higher ticket and higher, bigger deals in the future. So take what you can get starting out with. Don't be greedy and don't charge, crazy amounts of money if you have really no business experience, sales experience. And at the end of the day, the experience is worth so much more than the money at the start. And this is something I understood early on in my journey when I was 16 years old. And I just stacked a bunch of proof and quick 3-week trial clients that then ended up allowing me to be able to charge $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000 a month. And that's what got me to 10, 20, even 25K a month. All right, the fourth thing is the actual correct order in which you should be starting your AI agency. Obviously, I already talked about the big beginner mistakes that holds people back and takes a bunch of time, but it simply should go in this order. And if you watch this long video that I did with Connor from this entire challenge, you'll see we did this perfectly. Number 1 is you choose a niche, okay? So an industry of clients you want to work with, and you choose one. You don't go after multiple, and you stay within ideally one market. Meaning if you work with real estate agents, you don't also work with roofers. And if you only work with US clients, you're not also going to work with people in Europe, right? Keep things simple and congruent, because simple scales, and a lot of people like to choose different niches or split test niches at the start. But what they don't understand is you're starting 2 businesses at once, and your odds of succeeding with even one is technically low in the first place. So stack the odds in your favor and choose one niche and commit to it. Number 2 is picking your offer and your pricing. Okay, this is the second step when it comes to starting your AI agency. And again, like I said earlier in this video, I told Connor in day 1 of this challenge, I said, look, the goal of this is if in 7 days we can get 1 free trial client, that's enough proof that we need so then we can start charging $200, $300, $400, $500 for a quick 3-week service. Connor had no sales experience before this, and again, he's a 20-year-old who goes to college. He's a very, I guess you could say kind of like average college kid, and there was nothing about him specifically where he has a crazy amount of experience over anyone else. He's probably just like most of you guys watching this video right now, okay? So I understood that, and I told him, let's just get a free trial client, and then let's go from there. Meaning Connor wouldn't charge them anything until the deal is closed, and that's what was completely honored for the first couple clients that he closed. And then the 2 paid clients he closed, he got super unique with how he actually worded on the sales calls. If you know anything about running an agency, a lot of times if you get free trial clients and they don't pay you anything on the sales call, a lot of them will ghost even after giving you that verbal yes on the sales call. So Connor framed it as, look, you're going to pay me $200, $300, $400, $500, $1,000, whatever the number is, for a 3-week trial period. And if you like me in these 3 weeks, great. But this amount of money you're putting to me now is a commitment fee that will count towards when you close that first deal. So let's say the real estate agent client that Connor has closes a big deal, from one of the leads that Connor got through his service for them. Connor would take $1,000 of that, and whatever the client would have paid them upfront as that commitment fee, that $500 would count towards that, let's say $1,000 they owed Connor for that lead once they closed the deal, meaning it was only $500 that was actually owed when the deal was closed. So you would just count the actual commitment fee towards when they get that first deal. So it was a super appealing offer because nobody else in the market's really doing something like that. The pricing obviously was super cheap and easy to get your foot in the door, meaning experience would be gained fast, and Connor would have momentum faster than 99% of people that ever start any sort of online business because he saw results fast because he was willing to take the hit up front. Then the third thing when it comes to starting your AI agency after you've done your niche, your offer, and your pricing is setting up GoHighLevel. GoHighLevel is absolutely needed for absolutely everything you're going to do throughout your entire agency because it holds everything in one place. From your websites, your calendar, your automations, your appointment reminders, your domain, your email sending, your phone number, it holds absolutely everything. And this was the part in the challenge that was the most draining, okay? Like I gave him all the resources and all the snapshots I give to all of my active GoHighLevel affiliates that sign up through my link, and it still took us 4 to 5 hours to actually get things set up. But once it was set up, it was done, and it was one of those things we didn't have to worry about, and the entire infrastructure and foundation which every agency need was completely set up. And if you guys want to use GoHighLevel and get access to calls with me every single week where you can ask your questions and get set up with 30 days completely for free, sign up at the top link in the description below because, again, I don't sell any sort of paid program or paid mentorship or any of that stuff on this YouTube channel. It's simply just using GoHighLevel, which is a software you're going to have to use anyways, and you get a bunch of free stuff with it as well. And then the last thing when it comes to the steps in order of getting your agency up and running fast is what's called setting appointments and closing appointments. There was a program I was in when I was 17 years old that I met a lot of the good agency friends I still have today, and the saying in that was called SACA, meaning set appointments, close appointments. And that is all agency owners really should be worrying about until they're at 10, 20, even 30K a month or more. Because the more you can set appointments, the more deals you will probably close just based off the math. And everyone focuses on the wrong things like I've said throughout this entire video. And if you, after doing these first 3 setup from your niche, your offer, your pricing, and then GoHighLevel, if all you work on after then is just getting appointments on your calendar and sales calls for you to take, it becomes inevitable for you to eventually reach whatever goals you have of closing a few paid clients, charging $1,000 to $2,000, $3,000, whatever you're charging for your service. The more appointments you have on your calendar will stack the odds in your favor, and you will get better at sales super fast. And once you close more deals, you'll have access to better talent to hire for your team and your agency. You'll have access to more capital to reinvest back in ads, etc. And of course, for this video, there's many ways you can set appointments on your calendar. Of course, there's a lot of people on YouTube that tell you to do cold calling, cold emailing. People do cold SMS, which is technically illegal. I do not recommend that. There's all these different methods that people tell you to do to book appointments. But in my opinion, the hands down best way to book calls on your calendar consistently, which is what I do in my own agency today, is simply running ads on your behalf to target the people in your niche to book calls in your calendar. Yes, this is called paid ads, meaning you're gonna have to pay for this. It's not free. And you go put 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, $200 a day into ads, and then you're gonna book appointments based off however much you're spending, depending on whatever niche you're in and offer you're presenting. So in this case for Connor, we just launched ads at $100 a day because again, we only had a few days to pull this off, and we immediately started booking calls literally within 6 hours of actually setting up the ads. My best advice, if you don't have money and you're sitting here and you're like, Carson, I don't have money for paid ads, I would tell you, go get a job. Okay, I know it's not the answer you want to hear, but 99% of people watching this video, you have access to go get a job if you don't have one already. And if you don't have any sort of income, get a job. Okay, I was working at a golf course, working crazy hours and probably breaking my back every single day picking up golf balls, but I did it because I understand at 15, 16 years old, I didn't have the skills or whatever it was other than just my time to make money. So work with what you have and sometimes humble yourself if you're in the position where you don't have active income coming through, and just do what you have to do. It doesn't matter if it's McDonald's or whatever, I don't care. Just get some sort of money coming in that you can reinvest back into ads, and you will probably, for your time's sake, be way more successful with how many sales calls you book than doing all the other outreach methods out there. And this is the advice I wish I heard when I was starting, because again, I spent 6 months doing cold calls, cold emails, cold everything, and I didn't get any clients for those 6 months. But now today I'm able to help my friend in high school get 4 clients in 7 days. So that should prove I'm telling you something out of experience. So I'm serious when I say follow this advice. And those are the really 4 key steps when it comes to starting your AI agency. Okay, and I'll quickly recap them. Number 1 is you're going to choose your niche and you're going to choose one of them. Number 2 is you're going to choose your offer and your pricing that is actually competitive in the market based off of doing some research with other people running similar agencies in the same market you're going after. Step 3 is you're going to set up GoHighLevel, which is the entire foundation of your agency. And then the last step is you're simply going to just SACA, set appointments, close appointments. Again, like I said, my preferred method is paid ads. but I've seen people be successful with pretty much all outreach methods out there. And then the last fifth point I want to make on this video is having extreme speed with whatever it is that you're trying to do. And I know I said this earlier, but one thing I want to add on here is just doing what's already proven. People probably already make 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500K a month in whatever business model that you're trying to do, probably in the same market. I think Alex Ramosi says it, but you can almost get to 10 mil a year in almost any business out there, let alone 1 million, which is 88,000 a month. So don't try to reinvent the wheel, okay? Especially if you're under these big numbers, okay? Because you can just follow the playbook that people have already done, and you can just make it a little bit better or make it your own, and you can try to surpass them. But even if you just did 10% every single month of what your top competition was doing, you'd probably still be at a very, very healthy financial position. So don't reinvent the wheel and move with extreme speed. Throughout this video and this challenge I did with Connor, we moved super fast, like I said earlier. So we made it impossible that in these 7 days, we wouldn't at least come out with 1 client, let alone closing 4. So that's the big advice I have to all of you guys who are starting your own AI agency and you're wanting to close clients just within your first 7 days, 14 days, whatever the amount of time frame is that you have. Try to condense it to be realistic and understand that it's all out there. Okay, you guys can go on my YouTube channel and you can watch me doing live onboarding calls with clients of mine in my agency today, live sales calls, helping my friend go from 0 to 4 clients in just 7 days, setting up the ads, the 10-hour course, everything I give to all my active GoHighLevel affiliates, along 5 weekly Q&A calls in there, including calls with me. Everything's already out there. You just have to go get it and you have to act on it. So I hope this video was valuable for you. And again, if you want access to everything I give out completely for free for all of my active affiliates that use HighLevel, you can click the top link in the description below. If you're already a HighLevel user, you can also upgrade through one of the plans and get access to all the same bonuses I give out as well. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys inside the next one. Make sure to comment, subscribe, comment if you disagree with me. I always reply to every single comment. Comment if you liked something about this video and you want to see more of these. And I've got some pretty crazy challenges coming up soon on the channel that I hope you guys will enjoy when they come out. So that being said, I'll see you guys inside the next one. Peace.